The eradication of smallpox was one of the most significant scientific achievements in the history of mankind. Most of us are too young to have felt its impact firsthand, while some of us are not. Smallpox killed as many as 500 million people in the 20th century alone, but its history goes back much further than that. Scientists believe the virus may have appeared as early as 10,000 before century. The earliest documented cases can be found in the sarcophagi of ancient Egyptian pharaohs. Smallpox is also thought to be responsible for many of Europe's early plagues. By the 16th century, it was endemic all over the world. Back then, the only way to fight smallpox was contract it and survive. Patients were deliberately infected with a weak form of the virus through a process called variolation. The strongest naturally occurring smallpox strain had a mortality rate of 30%. The weakened strain used in variolation had a mortality rate of 1 to 2%. It was certainly an improvement, but the virus was still spreading. At the time, it was commonly observed that milkmaids were immune to smallpox. The breakthrough came in 1796 at the hands of a physician named Edward Jenner.
Virus is a genus of the orthopus virus and in the family of the Posviridae. And it has two types of the variola, which is the variola minor and the variola major. Variola minor is non-fatal and the variola major is deadly and acute virus and it causes the smallpox. Now we will be focusing on the structure of the smallpox virus. It's break-shaped complex virus and is considered as large. It has a linear double-stranded DNA in the core. The core is a dumbbell shape and it has approximately 10 variant enzymes and surrounded by the core envelope and a core wall and then palisade layer. This is the lateral body which has no known function. It has two envelopes which is outer membrane and the inner membrane.
Edward Jenner noticed something interesting about dairymaids that we got our modern solution. At age 13, while Jenner was apprenticed to a country surgeon and apothecary in Sodbury, near Bristol, he heard a dairymaid say, "I shall never have smallpox, for I have had cowpox. I shall never have an ugly pockmarked face." Cowpox is a skin disease that resembles smallpox and infects cows. Later on, as a physician, he realized that she was right. Women who got cowpox didn't develop the deadly smallpox. Smallpox and cowpox viruses are from the same family, but when a virus infects an unfamiliar host, in this case cowpox infecting a human, it is less virulent. So Jenner decided to test whether the cowpox virus could be used to protect against smallpox. In May 1796, Jenner found a young dairymaid, Sarah Nelms, who had fresh cowpox lesions on her hand and arm, caught from the udders of a cow named Blossom. Using matter from her pustules, he inoculated James Phipps, the 8-year-old son of his gardener. After a few days of fever and discomfort, the boy seemed to recover. 2 months later, Jenner inoculated the boy again, this time with matter from a fresh smallpox lesion. No disease developed, and Jenner concluded that protection was complete. His plan had worked. Jenner later used the cowpox virus in several other people and challenged them repeatedly with smallpox, proving that they were immune to the disease. With this procedure, Jenner invented the smallpox vaccine.
Smallpox is easily transmitted from one person to another. Not only does it cause pustules on your skin, but it also affects its victims with flu-like symptoms such as fever, fatigue, and body aches, along with complications in your respiratory system. Lesions appear throughout the mucous membranes of your nose, eyes, and mouth, which turn into sores that break open, causing infection, scarring, and even blindness. Overall, it has a fatality rate of about 30%.
In smallpox, fever is present for 2 to 4 days before the rash begins, while with chickenpox, fever and rash develop at the same time. At the part of the smallpox rash are in the same stage of development on any given part of the body and develop slowly. In chickenpox, the rash develop very rapidly and vesicles, pustules, and scabs may be seen at the same time. The distribution of rash is also important in diagnosis. In smallpox, smallpox usually occur on the arm and legs than on the body. In chickenpox, smallpox occur on the body. In smallpox, lesions are commonly found on the palms and soles. In chickenpox, however, there are very few or no lesions on the palms and soles.